Well, now it's time to wander into that fascinating and sometimes murky world of creating inner joins. And I'm being just a little bit facetious there with the murky world business because when you first look at these, if you're new to these things, they just feel kind of funky, but you'll get used to them and you'll be quite comfortable with them very, very shortly. Inner joins return requested columns from either table or from both tables, if you will, when the data in both tables equal some specific condition. Now, usually this condition is an equality condition between the primary and foreign keys of the two tables. But let me show you a little graphic here to help you understand how this works. This is a very simple inner join. Notice we're saying select, and we're using our table aliasing that we talked about a little earlier. So we've got table A right here, and we've aliased it as lowercase a. We got table B, aliased as B. So we're going to pull the first name column from table A, the last name column from table A, and the phone number from table B. We're going to pull it. Notice we've said from table A, join table B on, and this is where we establish that equality condition where the CID column in table A is equal to the CID column in table B. Well, let's look at that. Here's our two tables. Table A is on the left there. It's the big one. And then table B is this little guy right over here. So what we've said is, let's compare table A CID column to table B's CID column. And on the first row, we compare it, and guess what? They match. So let's go pull the first and last name from A and the phone number from table B and return them back in the result set. Then let's go to the next line and look, and guess what? They match. Once again, let's grab those pieces of data, put them in the result set. Check again. Well, that one matches. So we'll add those to the result set. Now we check one more time, and 1843, as you'll notice, does not appear over in table B, so we just simply don't return any of that information. And that is what's happening on these inner joins. So notice we're going to pull whatever data is mentioned in our select statement from both tables. And so the best way to look at this now is to go out and do some code. And so that is exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to jump out into the Management Studio. Notice I'm going to connect up. And this might, by the way, be a two-parter. Depends on how fast we get through the code here. And I don't by any means want to rush you through this. I want to go nice and slow and easy so that you can get this down. So let's start off, and the first thing I want to do is connect up. I want to point my queries to the AdventureWorks 2012 database. And let's take a look at the tables we're going to work with. I'm going to select the top one from person.person, and then I'll show you a little trick here. Not really a little trick, but you may not have seen this before. If you've never seen it, it's a trick. If you have seen it, it's kind of like, yeah, okay, Mark, get real, would you? So anyway, person.person phone. So notice I have two, person.person, that's the schema person, the table person, and schema person, the table person phone. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to highlight both of these so you know what I'm running here. Then I'm going to execute, and you'll notice it will return these right on top of each other, and I can see what I have. It looks very similar to what we just talked about on the previous slide. And so what we want to do is that same inner join. We want to pull the first name and the last name from the person.person table, and we want to pull the phone number for that person from the phone number table. And notice we're going to join them on not CID, but on business entity ID. So I'm going to make the result sets go away, and I will start to input this code. So we're going to do select, and I'm going to write this one a little different, and you'll see this form used out there. I'm going to do person.person.first name, comma, then I'll do the next person.person.last name, comma. Then I'm going to do person.person.phone.phone number. Notice right there it is. Now, why am I doing this? Okay. This is the person schema, the person table, and the column in that table. Okay? Person schema, person table, column name. And we're going to shortcut all that later, but for now, don't worry about it. So there's our columns. And so now I'm going to back up and say from person.person, then inner join, and we're going to tell it what table to join with it. Okay? We're going to join to the person.person phone table. I'll come down there and grab it. And now we've got to tell it how to join. Okay, or what to join on. So I'll put the on keyword, and we're going to join on the person.person.business entity ID, where it equals the person.person phone.business entity ID. So that's the way it looks. I'm going to stop. This will be the end of part 1. We'll execute our join query. We'll clean it up a little bit, talk a little bit more about it in part 2. So join me in part 2, and we'll continue from right here.